Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another episode of WoW with Dratnos. So, today we've got a little bit more questing to get going here. Questing, fun times. We've already accepted this quest last episode, and we sort of accepted this quest last episode, but I didn't read the quest text. So I've gone ahead and abandoned it, and I will now retake it and read the text to you presently. Shortly before you arrived at the Bulwark, I was approached by the most unusual young undead woman. She swore enmity against the Scarlet Crusade, so I sent her to work on our enemies to the north. You say you saw some dead crusaders earlier? We did, remember? With the funny fire on them? Those were probably her work. Go check up on her and see if she can use any assistance in her vendetta against the crusade. Though, I wouldn't be surprised if she's already killed them all. So that was Lillian Voss, the undead person that we actually met first a few minutes into the game in episode 1. It was a good time. She ran away, denied that she was undead at first, and then tried to return to the Scarlet Crusade, apparently. And they captured her and were about to execute her when she broke free of her bonds and slew her captors with strange powers that we haven't really ever seen before, and in the lore-wise, we don't really see very much at all. The kind of, like, powers that she's shown. Those are usually the kind of things that you need spells and wizardry for, and she seems to possess them naturally, which is quite impressive. Quite impressive indeed. You can hear that little pink sound, or not really doing it justice, but the little sound, that means that somebody that's either a guild member or a friend has come online. So that would be a guild member, I think, yeah. For those of you that are wondering, if you type /who, Drat, it'll show you all people who are currently online with Drat either in their name or in their guild name. So you can see it's revealed the other person there. And there's something probably about the guild message of the day. Anyways, so for those of you wondering why it wasn't working for you, it's because nobody was online at that time. It doesn't show you everybody in existence with Drat in their name or guild name. It just shows you who's currently online. So right now we're doing a little oomph, the quest we accepted at the end of last episode. It looks like we need to kill some of these spiders for it, which is always scary. There's some very big spiders in this game. If you actually look at the scale of this thing and like zoom in on it, that is quite frightening and not a pleasant experience. However, it looks like there might be an 100% drop rate here. If you look up there, there's another one of those corpses with the blue fire behind that error text up there. And there's also a copper vein. So it's our lucky day. We're getting corpses and copper. That's great. Two awesome things that start with CO. And only one of them is really awesome. And copper even isn't all that awesome. There's my official position. Do I want to attack somebody before my victory rush goes away? Probably, but I'd rather get this ore. Da-da-da. And I know that I have to return to this kind of spiderwebby area. This is an area that was totally changed by before Cataclysm. This area wasn't like this. It was totally homogenous with the rest of the zone, and it was nowhere near as cool. I think I don't remember at least it being that different. Although the undead starting zone is like actually the horde zone that I have the least experience with rolling new characters up in. I played mostly Tauren was mostly my thing, and then behind that was like orcs, blood elves a little bit. Trolls actually would be less popular for me than undead. However, trolls share the same starting area as the orcs for the most part, so and they actually shared the same entire starting area with the orcs until Cataclysm. Cataclysm changed it. If you see in the special video, the WoW special that I posted 2 days ago now, on that one, that's the new troll starting zone. The trolls didn't actually have their own 1 to 5 zone before. They had to share it with the orcs. But now they get their own 1 to 5, and then they share like 6 to 10. And then they go off their own ways again. The path kind of forks again after the starting areas. Except for the Blood Elves. The Blood Elves go 1 through 20 in their own little special zone. And you can always switch over to other races' zones if you don't like your own one. That looks like, yeah, there you go. There's a rare spawn. So you can tell it's a rare spawn because it's big, has a weird name, and has the little thing rare there. However, if you don't have the X-Pearl unit frames add-on, it'll just have a silver dragon around the portrait. Let's go ahead and charge in there before our victory rush fades. I think we can take her down. That doesn't look too dangerous. We've got a shield. We can dodge things. Looks like she's got a poison. That seems unfortunate. Alright, we've now got deadly poison on us, which is causing us, looks like a not insignificant amount of nature damage every few seconds, given our current health totals. Looks like it's taking about 5% of our health every 3 seconds, over 15 seconds. However, we got him, and we actually leveled up there, which has healed our health completely. And we've gotten a little bit of a leather belt there, and a new talent point. We got a talent point for level, there we go, level 11. Unit frame here is a little bit buggy. It should be saying 11. And we're just running up to that little encampment because that's where we've got a question mark. And that's where we should be turning in a deadly new ally. That's the quest we accepted at the start of this episode. So we're going to take another talent point into toughness here. It's kind of a no-brainer. If you, just increasing armor value is so good for a tank. It's, especially a warrior tank, there's no better choice here. Wow. So this was a Scarlet encampment, and now is, not a Scarlet encampment. You see all these slain Scarlet dudes lying around here. Oh, here's a Scarlet person. Lieutenant Sanders. Appears to be in a bad way here. Pretty bad way, indeed. His exclamation point there would be upside down. As you look over the ruins of the camp, you hear a whisper behind you. I could kill you right now if I wanted to. You'd better watch your step, undead. So that's not actually him. The whisper continues. My name is Lillian Voss. Before I died, I was a member of the Scarlet Crusade. My father, High Priest Voss, raised me to be a weapon against the plagued. I studied stealth, sorcery, martial arts, anything to make myself stronger. I gave up my childhood for him. Then, as fate would have it, I died and returned as this. Not actually this, she's like hidden in the shadows is the story. My father instantly forgot me and, when I returned, ordered me executed. Come, we will speak with him now in his tower to the northeast. Ooh. Yeah, there. You hear that? That's the stealth sound. There's Lillian Voss. Tower to the northeast would be up this way. Luckily enough, our map tells us that. She is currently stealthed. Rogues get the ability stealth as part of their class. We don't. It basically means that enemies have a hard time detecting you. You become a little bit invisible like that. And they won't be able to actually, like, enemy players won't be able to target you unless you get within range. They won't even be able to know you're there unless you get within their sight range, which is not actually, like we could see mobs all the way over there, but stealth things we could only see from, like, here, in this very close range. Here is a meeting stone. A meeting stone is outside most dungeons. There's a meeting stone. And what you can do is if you've got a group of people and you want to get people to the dungeon, you use the meeting stone and you can actually, with 2 people there, summon the rest of the group very easily. They're kind of obsolete now because you no longer actually go to physical dungeons for the most part. Most of the time you fire up the looking for dungeon tool, which basically you push a few buttons and then it puts you in a queue to automatically be teleported to a dungeon. However, in the old days, the meeting stones were very useful, and it was always like, you'd form up a group in a city, and then 2 people would fly out to the meeting stone and summon everybody else. And that was how things used to roll. Now it's a bit different with all the looking for dungeon stuff. Alright, let's go ahead and charge in here. That looks like a lot of enemies. I have no doubt that she's going to kill a few of them in great style and grace. And yeah, there. Like that. That's what I was thinking. Oh, nice. We can actually loot them if we get a hit on them first. It's a fairly common thing, actually, if we can do some damage before she gets her magic deathy attack. Actually, it looks like hers is on a cooldown here, because she's not using it again. So there we go. More enemies here. We're just going to try and skirt them for the most part. She's stealthed again. We'll go ahead and charge up here. And see if we can kill her before she gets here. Oh, nope. She just, like, jumped on his head and absolutely obliterated him. Okay. Keep on just going along the side here. There's another enemy. Another class that gets the stealth is the druid. Now, a druid is basically this, like, animal priest thing that can take the form of many different animals. And one of them is the cat. And the cat is a stealth class as well. It's basically like a rogue, except not a rogue. Druids can also become bears, which makes them like a warrior, but not a warrior. Moonkin, which makes them like a mage, but not a mage. Or Trees of Life, which makes them like a healing priest, but not a healing priest. That's the best way I can describe it. So basically, if you're not sure which class you want to play, pick Druid, because then you can basically play 4 of them. That's basically how it goes. Although, the general idea was that the Jack-of-all-trades class would be a little bit less good at each, Master of None. However, that's kind of less true. Druid healers have often been the best, probably more so than any other class, in both player versus player situations and raiding/dungeons. When I say dungeons, I mean 5-person instance areas. Basically, the way it works is that normally we're out here in this open world. Anybody else that's playing in this server could come up here and find us if they came to this part of the world map. But dungeons, they actually separate them, and you can only bring your people in your group into it with you. Everybody else is stuck outside or has their own private versions of the dungeon, which is why they often contain the bosses that have the most valued stuff. Basically, you don't want to be able to just overpower things with lots of people. Alright, quest here. Father! Lillian, It's so nice to see you well. Uh-oh. He's being, lying. Shut up! Rawr! Rawr! You raised me to be a killer. How am I doing? Daddy. That's weird. But wait! I remember now. You taught me to only kill the undead, so do you want me to kill myself? Lillian, Then again, why kill myself when I can kill you instead? Ooh. That looks unfortunate. Looks like she should have killed that guy as well, but she didn't. So, okay. And she's up there. Is she going anywhere else? Nope. Okay. There he is. He's dead. All that looks kind of a bit silly-ish. It usually does in this game. All the kind of killy stuff. It often looks... All the kind of cinematics that aren't actually cinematics, where they have characters doing stuff, but they're, you know, characters, actual game characters. The engine here, this is actually like a modified version of the Warcraft 3 engine. So at this point, the engine is about 10 or 11 years old. It's amazing that they've managed to, like, upgrade it to support World of Warcraft, because it's not, like, the most powerful of engines. But what that does mean is that if you run this on the lowest settings, you can run it quite happily, as long as you're not doing big group things with multiple players, on pretty much any kind of computer. So, that's one of the reasons that this game is kind of so popular, is that pretty much anybody can play it. I have a 5-year-old MacBook that, I can play this on, and I can't play, like, Minecraft. I have trouble playing on it, so this might actually be easier to run for your computer than Minecraft. It probably is, because Minecraft I know isn't coded all that well for optimization in some places. So, we'll continue our little walkie on down here. What is this here? This looks like a graveyard, actually. Or maybe a lore area. Let's investigate. There's a Scarlet Crusade banner here. That's the banner of the Scarlet Crusade. Foul's Rest. Ah! That would be Archbishop Foul, who's a lore character that I don't really remember about. I'm not even sure he's an Archbishop, but I think he is. Somebody in the comments, go ahead and correct me if I'm wrong there. Tell me what Foul's Rest exactly is. That's your lore question of the day. By the way, I hope I've been able to explain most of the lore to you guys. I tried in episode 5, I believe, or 6, one of those episodes that was immediately preceding this one, to explain it quite well to you guys. I hope that that's worked, because I do actually know it quite well-ish. Although I'm not sure how well I'm able to actually articulate that to you guys. Hopefully quite well, though, because I am a YouTuber, and that's kind of my job in this case, is being able to get ideas across, while I kind of slowly walk and try not to pull anything. See if we can do this. The amount of time in this game that I've spent avoiding enemies has been far greater than the amount of time it would have taken to just kill them for the most part. Fun fact, while you're mining, other enemies will see you from a larger range. So even if you haven't pulled them, there's a good chance that when you start mining, you will. Also, the amount of times that I've died because I've tried to avoid pulling one mob and instead pulled two by walking between them is innumerable. Innumerable times. Luckily, I haven't done that too often in dungeon settings, but I have done that before, and I'm sure that once we get to dungeoning, which we will be doing quite soonish, you'll be seeing more of that happening, where I accidentally get everybody killed. Luckily, as a tank, you can't really get the whole group pulled by accidentally pulling. It's much harder to do, because you don't die instantly if you pull the enemies. You can pop a few cooldowns. Basically, as a tank, eventually I'll start getting these things called cooldowns that are like once every 1 to 6 minutes. I get an awesome little protection thing, and so I can fire those up if I'm ever in crisis, and it'll be harder for me to die. So if I accidentally do ever run into a group of enemies, usually that'll be okay, because I'm the tank, as long as the healer is half competent. Which I think our healer is going to be Nearby Gamer actually this Sunday, so that's kind of questionable. We'll have to see. Apparently he's pretty good at it, so we'll have hopefully no problem pushing through some low-level dungeons. Hopefully I'll be able to bring that content to you guys then on this channel afterwards, and that should be something that you'll like to see. My goal is to show you absolutely everything that this character does. So that is going to be like dungeons, even going into a city and selling stuff on the auction house, which is normally something that people would do off camera. Not going to happen this series. All the crafting as well, that's all going to happen on camera. The only things that I've done off camera are send out Scrolls of Resurrection and a little bit of guild management, which is, I think that's okay. So let's see what High Executor Darrington has to say. From birth to grave to undeath, we all have our own path to follow. Some are easier than others. It sounds like this Voss girl has had a rough path so far. Hopefully she ultimately chooses to join us and follow the Dark Lady. With power like hers, we could do incredible things. By the way, Dradnos, excellent work out there. If you're ready and willing, I may have some more work for you in the Plague Lands. I'm not sure if we're that level yet. And we got a breastplate here with some stamina on it. So you can see that this breastplate is colored green. That means actually that it's a rare breastplate. And my inventory is actually full, so I can't turn that in right now. I need to go ahead and sell some of my junk that's filling up my inventory here. I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Sell off... Yeah, that I don't need. That's a dagger. I don't really use daggers, especially those with agility on it. Agility is not a stat that I really want to be collecting. I want to be collecting strength over agility, for the most part. Yeah, as he said there, strength. So let's turn that in now. Not going to reread through things here, but Executor's Breastplate is the item we want. And we also picked up a bag, which got automatically applied because of one of the mods I have. There isn't much glory for you here in the Bulwark, Dradnos. You've done enough already. There may, however, be further adventures waiting in Silverpine Forest. Speak with my Batman, Timothy Cunningham. He'll give you a ride to Brill, free of charge. Awesome. That would be the Bat Guy down there, and that's a new quest we can turn in. Awesome. And... do you have some venom from a vicious nightweb spider yet, Dradnos? It's the final component I need in order to test my experiment. I always find this funny. It's like, it needs to be a vicious nightweb spider in capitals, because that's the mob's name, and I can't just say nightweb spider or spider. Anyways, this venom will do perfectly, Dradnos. Everything else has been added to my concoction and boiled down. Thank you, warrior. Awesome, we'll take the buckler here. Ooh. Now that's what I call oomph. I wish all our potions did this. And the buckler looks roughly the same. Here's the old buckler. And here's the new one. Looks about the same. Doesn't have any different shape, but it does have a little bit of different coloring. There's our gun, by the way. Let's go ahead and sell off all of our old stuff. Go through, let's see. We'll keep the meat in case we do cooking with it later. We'll keep the stone because we need that. Get rid of that belt. Get rid of that mail vest, the old one. We'll keep the meaty batwing because I'm sure we have a recipe for that we can use. Sell off the actual food. Keep the cloth to make band-aids. Sell off this old shield because we've got a better one. Sell off the mana drink thing because we don't use mana. Keep the spider legs because their colors, because of the white tooltip, I'm sure that they're used. Yeah, they're used for cooking for something. So we might actually have access to that recipe. I'm not sure. I'm just going to go ahead and move all this stuff down to the bottom row here because I like having a free middle and then long-term kind of storage on the bottom. So I'll go ahead and move that here. And that here. And that here. And that here. That's, yeah, I'm satisfied for now. If I was actually playing, I'd do a lot more inventory management because I kind of do that. But I'm not going to do that too much this series. Sure, I'll give you a ride. If High Executor Darrington asks for it, then technically I have to. If you're headed back to Brill, you might want to stop by Executor Zygand on your way out. I hear there's some excitement going on in Silverpine Forest, to the south. That's like the 8th time they've mentioned that. If you're reading quest text, it's very hard to not know where you have to go. He'll know more than I do. Speak with me again when you're ready to head out. We are ready to head out. I'll take that flight to Brill now for free. Awesome. And we can actually turn that one in to him at Brill. So let's see. There are quest achievements, which basically give you achievements for completing a certain amount of quests. You see we've completed 57 so far. But then there are also ones for completing quests in certain regions. So if you see here, I wonder if there's one for Tirisfal Glades. T for Tirisfal? Doesn't look like it. S, H, maybe Tirisfal. Yeah, okay. There's no Tirisfal Glades achievements. However, for every non-starter zone and a few of the starter zones, you actually have quests where you complete a certain number of quests in that zone, you'll get an achievement. Sorry, you'll have an achievement where if you complete a certain number of quests in that zone, you'll get that achievement. Which is nice. The actual numbers here, they don't mean anything. There's very little you can do with achievement points right now. I think the only thing you possibly get is you get an achievement when you get over 9,000 of them, which is just another achievement, so that's kind of silly. But if in the future, apparently you're going to be able to get like pets with them. Let's see if we can train up our first aid. Let's do a little bit of first aid. I'll go ahead and click the icon over here where I've got first aid, and I'll train linen bandages. Looks like I need my skill to be 40 before I can learn heavy linen bandages, and it looks like I'm only going to be able to get it up to, at best, 39, which is kind of heartbreaking, to be honest. But it looks like we're not even going to necessarily get them all, because if it turns yellow, if the recipe turns yellow, then that means we're no longer getting guaranteed ones. You can see it's still orange, which means we're getting a guaranteed skill up each time we craft one, which is good. That's very good. Super duper awesome. And there it's turned yellow. We hit 30 first aid, and now we're no longer guaranteed a skill up each time. However, we've been getting each of them. Wow, we've actually got 4 in a row. And there we missed one on the 5th. And there we go. We only got up to 30 6. Wait, 37? Can we do 37? We can do 37. Alright, we only need 3 or more linen to finish off here. I'm going to just keep a stack of 20 linen bandages. I don't think I really need but much more. I haven't actually used any yet. If I get hurt, I can just click on this and it'll bandage me up. However, because healing regenerates so fast at lower levels now, lower level bandages are kind of outdated. The only reason I'm really doing them is so that I can eventually get access to higher level bandages, which aren't outdated, they're still useful.
What would you ask?
Welcome back, Dratnos. I've heard stories from the east. Who would have thought that a young undead warrior like you would have been the one, there we go, past perfect tense, to wipe out the last whimpering remnants of the Scarlet Crusade. Although not actually, they keep respawning, it's fine. It's fine, not a problem. Reputation with Undercity's increased. We're halfway through Honored now with them. Revered is going to be our next rank. That'll be nice to be there, because then we'll get a 15% discount at the shops. Alright, we've gotten, from the anti-Dratnos. May I get into the guild, good sir? Yes, you may get into the guild. Come Sunday, I'll be inviting anybody who hasn't had a chance to yet. Get into the guild. And I think that's, yeah, I'll go ahead and delete off that one. And here's somebody saying, you're awesome. Yeah, anybody who wants a guild invite, if you don't get a chance to, like the guy who's on right now, is that guy still on? In roster? Yeah, this guy, he just sent me a message right before I started recording. If you don't, however, what you can do is you can type /friend Dratnos, and then it'll actually let you know when I log on. I'm going to start walking down. Actually, I probably have the flight path. I'm going to see if I can fly down to Silverpine, because it looked like I had the flight path last time I checked. Let's see. Can we go to Forsaken High Command? Yes, we can. Alright, we'll just fly down there. Normally you'd have to walk, but seriously, who wants to walk when we can fly? So yes, if you haven't got a chance to join this guild and you want to, please be patient. You come this Sunday. Anybody who hasn't got on, I'll invite anybody during the live stream to the guild that wants to, because there will be a live stream of this Sunday after the Misfits main Minecraft live stream, which will be airing at 3 p.m. Pacific time, 5 p.m. nearby time, 6 p.m. Eastern time, and then I think you can calculate GMT and stuff from there. I think GMT then would be 11 p.m. GMT. So there you go. That's the timing this Sunday for when the main Misfit stream starts. Whenever we're finished with our Minecraft for the day, I'm going to get nearby and a few other people, and we'll hopefully be able to form a 5-man group and do some dungeons. Alright, here we are in a new zone. You can see the map has changed when we hit M. Silverpine Forest. There was Tirisfall Glades. We're done with that for now. And we're starting Silverpine Forest, which will level us up from 10 through 20, although we'll probably stop around 15 because that's when we'll be doing the live stream. We're currently level 11, by the way. There's a bit of a graphical glitch here. Actually, if I type /reload UI, it'll actually force the UI to reload itself, which should then fix that glitch. If you ever get any UI glitches, it's a useful little tip, is that you can usually just type /reload UI, and that'll fix you all up. Alright, here's Grand Executor Mortus. Not sure why he has 2 U's there, but okay. Most excellent. A new recruit has arrived. There is much to do. Much to do, I say.
Goodbye.
You're just in time, Dratnos Nub. It is Dratnos Nub, right? Grand Executor Mortus looks at a sheet of paper. Yes, that's what the paperwork says. Dratnos Nub. It's clever. They've added your name to Nub. Very clever. Where was I? Oh, yes. You're just in time. The war chief should be arriving at any moment to meet our leader and savior, the Dark Lady herself. Just stand by and be at your best behavior. I expect that when this demonstration is over, we will all receive commendations. And that's what you'll get to see next episode. War Chief Garrosh Hellscream arriving to meet Lady Sylvanas Windrunner, the leader of the Forsaken. Here. You can notice she has special sound files.
What joy is there in this curse?
If you talk to her. Isn't that pleasant? That is pretty pleasant. Right. That's what we'll be doing next episode. Garrosh Hellscream will be arriving here. Looks like he'll be talking with her about maybe these fallen humans or something here. I don't know. What could possibly happen? Here's Forsaken High Command. It looks like we've got some Dark Rangers walking around here. There's the old Flight Master. A few more Dark Rangers. Pretty cool little outpost here for the Forsaken. That looks like a human fort in the distance there. And who knows what's down into the forest that way. Thank you everybody for watching. My name has been Dratnos. Here is Lady Sylvanas Windrunner, leader of the Forsaken. Normally she resides in Undercity, but for a few quests you'll find her outside there. The Alliance actually never get to see her here, so they can't come and kill her here. Don't worry, my fellow Hordes. Right, /train. Thanks everybody for watching. This has been Dratnos. Goodbye.